It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. You donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What's going on? Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a happy holiday, America / Notre Dame's got a next run of recruiting here coming up, and I want a clean sweep, baby. I want a clean sweep. If we're doing this thing, let's do it all the way. And there's a handful of guys that are lining up here, and you're in really good position. I don't think I'm getting ahead of myself when I say I want a clean sweep edition of the Always Irish Show. So let's talk about Jay Carr. How isn't there a son of the buck in the intro? I think I made the intro before son of a buck became a thing. And the more I think about it, the son of a buck thing is perfect because it's kind of like the regular son of a B, but it's also son of an F, and it's really close to both, but neither that's going to get me in trouble. I love it. I love the son of a buck. I got to make sure I enunciate it very well so I don't get in trouble, right? With the son of a buck, because it's almost son of a B and it's almost son of an F, but it's son of a buck. You guys, here John goes again. Damn it. Here I go again. I started out this recruiting cycle saying, I'm not buying in. I'm not getting sucked into it. I'm laying low until these guys sign on the line. Like I'm not falling for it. I'm chilling out, whatever. It's Godfather 3, man. Horrible movie, but that kitchen scene where he says, right when I think I'm out, they pull me back in again. I'll say, though, when things are going good, man, it's a beautiful thing to ride that recruiting wave. It really is. It's a beautiful thing. And I'm not exaggerating when I say Notre Dame really feels like they're in good position to maybe pull off a clean sweep for the guys we're going to go over today. And this would be a really good little operation. And a really good first run for this recruiting staff and the new GM and Carter Ullman, the recruiting director and all this stuff. You got to land them, maintain and build those relationships, and then add a couple cherries on top. I'm getting greedy. Why the hell not? I'm getting greedy. Okay, I really, really am getting greedy. I'm not showing that I'm blurry, and I'm not showing I got bad internet. Don't start raising my blood pressure. I'm 3 minutes in. I can't handle. Don't do this to me. I am showing nothing on my end. The other day when it cut out and StreamYard had a problem, I could see that. I'm showing I'm crystal clear over here. Don't raise Johnny's blood pressure on a holiday week. Come on. Bigfoot's always blurry. It's the ultimate. Come on, man. All these Bigfoot pictures, and they're all blurry. And I never get a good answer to why. And then I found some YouTube video with some medium lady. Here we go. We're off the trail already. The trail of Bigfoot. This medium lady is trying to say, so she's the one that kind of connects with spirits and stuff in the interdimensional galaxy. I don't know. She's saying the reason all these Bigfoot pictures are blurry is because they're interdimensional beings that they're not like a raw animal, like a regular mammal, but that they're kind of interdimensional and operate at a higher vibration than humans can process with their eyes. And that's why when you take a picture, they're kind of half in our world and half operating at a vibration level that humans can't comprehend. And so that's what she's saying as far as why we have all this technology, but all the Bigfoot pictures are blurry, other than the ones where people are faking it with AI or whatever else. I don't know. I don't. Ronald needs a break. And if he wants to email me and come to the table and try and talk through some stuff, we could do it. But he needs a break. So he's on a break. So you're saying Bigfoot has good vibrations. Yeah, speaking of good vibrations, rest in peace, Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys. God only knows what I'd be without these recruits. I'm old. I'm 40. I grew up listening to this stuff with my parents, like yacht rock. Come on, that's how I got the Michael McDonald thing, and I sing a little bit of the Beach Boys. I'm sure you know whose favorite band is probably the Beach Boys. Chad, hang 10, brother. Let's get some recruits. Whoa, I'm from California. Whoa, surfing USA. Chad, see ya, Chad. See ya, and don't need ya. See ya and don't need ya. Smoke them if you got them. Anyways, let's get it back on track. Tex, it wasn't anything Monday. It was something over the weekend. It was not on a live stream, but it just pushed me to the point where he needs a break. And I got a long runway, people. I offer a lot of leeway and a long runway, and some people still got a habitual line stepper. Rick James, he's a habitual line stepper, and he needs a break. Okay. He needs a break. Chad lives rent free in John's head. We don't miss him. It was time for something new. And it was kind of similar to a Kelly thing, maybe, where you had some good things going on. And then it was just kind of time for everybody to try some new horizons and try some new things. And Kelly got to go do what he wants. And I feel like Notre Dame's in a really good spot. And Kelly's probably happy with all the golf in the swamp and whatever else and his money. And we're happy with what we have going on. And then maybe it's the same with Chad, where you had some really good stuff. But it was just kind of time for something new for everybody. And it feels like Notre Dame's doing pretty good. Mark with glasses. Some of those Beach Boys songs are... Yeah, Mark. Yeah, for my grandma. Like, back when those songs were like hot, just coming out in the late 60s. I'll tell you what, man, the ladies were going crazy. Oh my God, that's funny. Adam Dowling, after this weekend, it's time to get serious about the 25 season. Oh, Adam Dowling, I think, did WPP steal your computer? Is that WPP there typing away or what? That's something else I want to discuss today. Dr. John, we'll get him in and out. Maybe he's going to therapy, physical or mental. Who knows? He's been around here a long time. Probably needs both, physical and mental, and then see if he's going golfing. It is, oh, man. I'm just telling you, this is getting exciting. Notre Dame really does have a different kind of class building here. And if you're able to add with these position of needs and you're in good spot for these guys, you're in a good spot. Let's get it going. As for Miami, WPP, I don't see him yet, but here's the deal with the WP. No one's not taking Miami serious because we're also excited about recruiting. Do you get what I'm telling you? You could do two things at once. You have Miami in your head. You're getting ready for that battle. Catholics versus convicts, part 25, whatever. But you could also follow the recruiting and be excited about it. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Doesn't have to be one or the other. Who's this? Mark's brother, Mark without glasses. Haven't been on in a few months, and I drop in on Mark with glasses talking about dropping Depends. I guess that depends on how old you are, doesn't it? It just depends on how old you are. I don't know what else to tell you. Irish Cubby says, I can't focus on one team for 3 months. See, this is the thing, you guys. This is the deal. It's game one always gets so much attention because the run up all off season is leading to that game one. You can't think about game 10 or whatever till you get to game one. All the attention across the country's on everybody's first game. And if it's a needle mover, like per se, Notre Dame, Miami, if it's a needle mover, then you know how it goes. The overreactions to week one games are dramatic as could be, good or bad. Teams are written off for the whole year, or they're going to be great the whole year based on that first game reaction, because it's all everybody has. And then week one comes and it's the only piece of data you have, and you judge it all off week one. That is just how it goes. And it's not right or wrong. It's perfectly human logic. It makes sense. The buildup is all to week one. Then when you get through week one, it's the only piece of data you have. So everybody blows everything up. You're either great or you're terrible. Some teams are written off. Some teams are crowned all in week one. And that is it. It's just the nature of the beast because of how this is. That's just how it's going to go. And so there's going to be a big Miami ramp up. There is. It's just, you're not quite, WPP doesn't want to hear this. You're not quite to the point yet where all the regulars are buying back in, like not the diehard recruiting people follow it 365, but there's a lot of regular people that just kind of tune in when camp starts to build up. It's all going to ramp up, WPP. There is a 0% chance the Notre Dame fan base is not going to take Miami seriously, or like we're so excited about recruiting, we're forgetting about this year's first game. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But it's just now you got all this exciting recruiting stuff, man. And it's really a blessing if you think about it. It really is a blessing that Notre Dame's doing pretty good on the trail. And it's been a pretty exciting summer, to be honest. It's been a pretty exciting summer because you got good recruiting stuff going on a lot. And we're about to hit another big, important stretch. Positions of need. In no way, still feel bad for Botello. Yeah, me too. I just sweep these guys. And I don't mean this. Don't take this the wrong way. I love Joey O'Brien, favorite guy in the class. He's winning the King of the Hill at the elite recruiting event and all this stuff. I love it. I love all that. You have some positions of real need on this roster and recruiting that have to be addressed. That's why this is getting the attention it is. And I'm so amped up about what comes next, because these are real positions in need, not making strengths more of a strength. You have a couple areas here where you need to beef up, and wide receiver is one of them. And I want Elijah Golden too. And Jared Clark's his head coach. Cardinal Mooney down in Florida, breaking down our film. Goolsby's teammate at Notre Dame. You would like to think there's an inside track there. But then again, you never do know what's in these kids' head and heart and what their deal is. And it isn't fair to be like, well, Jared's his head coach, we're going to get him. That's not fair. You don't know all these recruitments and the ins and outs and all the things that go on, right? So you can't just assume that, but it's a really good hope. It's a really good hope. I have so much hatred for Miami. It's darn near impossible for me not to take them seriously. Yeah, it's for sure. Conundrum. They don't sign for 6 months. The Canes are in 2 months. It's going to get ramped up. Trust me, it's going to get ramped up. It really is. Andrew Gilmore, couple super chats, and I'll do my introduction here 15 minutes in. We just get up, we just get excited, and we go sideways, man. We just go sideways. I do think people are weirdly taking Beck lightly. I just looked at his highlights from last year. He will challenge Notre Dame downfield. I hope the safeties are ready. Yeah, that's fair. How do I say this? He's an easy target because he looks like he's an easy target. He's the kind of guy you look at and then you want to hate on. I'm not saying he's not good at football or anything. I'm just telling you, he's the kind of guy in the college football arena people look at and it's like they want to take a shot at. He just is. He has that look. He has that look that makes people want to do that. And so I don't know. And Andrew's talking about throwing the ball downfield or whatever. Well, that's very interesting. You're going to have a brand new DC and some new play calls and ways we're doing this, maybe some more zone or whatever. Yeah, guess what? You can't have any mistakes. Sorry, you can't. The margin of error in these first 2 games isn't going to be big enough that you could have busted coverages, blown coverages, whatever. Oh, I thought you had that guy. I thought you had that guy. You can't have it. You can't have it. Okay? Beck's more worried about those Lamborghinis than football. Didn't somebody tell me on Monday Night Raw or somewhere that it was the Georgia boosters came looking and they got those because he had those from a Georgia deal and he ain't in Georgia anymore. So they came and got it. And you know what that means? The girlfriend's car's gone too. And then when the girlfriend's car goes, she has no more use for him. So then she goes. I don't know. It's a wild new world. It's a wild new world. And so there's nobody's going to take Miami lightly. It's just, there. I don't want to say nobody. There are some people that think Notre Dame should just blow them out or whatever. I would love to see it. But I think if you're thinking that in your mind, you got to be more prepared than to just think you're going to walk in at their place with a new quarterback and a new DC and just blow their brains off. Like so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Miami paid that boy $10 million. They really paid him that much. They paid him that much. The chat's taking Miami lightly. It'd be a mistake. You could be confident, but like anything can happen. That's the other thing, you guys. Week 1 variance. I've talked about it. This will be my 9th year. Week 1 variance. I talk about it every summer heading into the first game. There are always stupid things that happen in week 1 that aren't going to happen to teams later on in the year. A little miscommunication, a little mistake on defense with the communication, who's guarding who, whatever. A bad snap count, right? I always see that at least one time in week 1. You got a new center, a new quarterback, whatever. We're all a little amped up in week 1, and the quarterback's looking over here, giving a call, and the ball gets snapped 80 yards over his head. It's called week 1 variance. One or two little mistakes in week 1 could cost you a ball game, and there'll be mistakes that you're not going to have the rest of the year. You got to make sure you're the one on the winning end of those little week 1 variance mistakes I always talk about. And there ain't a huge margin for error, man. And there's not a huge margin for error. And I don't know. Andrew Gilmore, I've been saying this for a while. Nobody likes to hear it. Nobody likes to hear it, Andrew. I've been saying it. Don't we need to see Carr throw a real pass before we start buying playoff tickets? Absolutely. Absolutely. You cannot, based on the limited stuff we've seen, I think it'd be irresponsible for everybody to assume you're just going to start Carr in Miami and it's off to the races and it's prime Brady Quinn in Notre Dame with the comfort and whatever and all that. Like, that's a mistake. It is wait and see. Now, you could be optimistic. You could be as optimistic as the day is long, but it is still wait and see. I'm sorry. Oh, John, I saw him in spring ball and the 2-second clip, he whipped that ball over there. Yeah, cool. In spring ball. I'm not, and don't mistake this for negativity. It is not negativity. It is hopeful optimism, but ultimately it's wait and see. It is wait and see. And so I don't know. To think you're going to run Carr out there and not have any like rookie moments I don't think that's realistic. You need to make sure that the rookie moments don't cost you those first 2 games. They need to be mistakes where it just doesn't it's not an absolute backbreaker. But to think you're not going to have any rookie learning stuff, that's not realistic, you guys. And you're not, listen, if you're playing Miami, Ohio week 1, we're having a different discussion. Does everybody understand that? If you play Miami, Ohio week 1, then we're talking about some margin, some leeway, whatever. That's not. It's the Canes. And so cautiously optimistic. There's going to be some learning curve mistakes. You got to make sure they're not backbreakers. And you got to make sure the other parts of this team are good enough to support this guy while he's getting comfortable and easing into this. Now, on the plus side, if he goes out there against Miami and lights it up and looks like a natural and he's comfortable and he's whipping it around, then you're way ahead of schedule. But to assume that's the default starting point is irresponsible. Same thing with the Ash defense. I am not being negative, but I am wait and see till I see it's good enough. That's not being negative. It is wait and see. You cannot assume these things are going to be really, really good before you see them when there's big changes. You just can't. But man, CJ Carr is going to come in there with a lot of hype. A lot of hype. Okay. And so you just gotta prove it. You just gotta prove it. And so I don't know. It's going to be a really, really interesting start. Couple of these chats. Let's get to them. Let's see what we got. Dr. John, 1776 donation. I already know the answer to this riddle. Let's see if the rest of the chat gets it. What that is in reference to. $10 holler from the Rotate. I don't feel like I've seen you a lot lately, Rotate. Good to have you here. Rotating Always Irish into your morning viewing. See what I did there? I love all this recruiting momentum. We might have the best defense ever in a couple years, and that's great. How about a 5-star wide receiver? Well, now you're getting a little crazy. I know with Notre Dame and 5-star receivers. You're getting a little crazy. Adam Stoltz. $5 holler. Thanks a lot, buddy. Really appreciate it. That looks like it might be a new name to you. Happy to have everybody here. Happy to have everybody here. It is, man. Anders says, Kaiser tore it up as a redshirt freshman, but he had Will Fuller, 1,200 yards, 14 TDs. They really need Great House in the VA transfer to be awesome. It's all got to come together, man. And I've been saying this forever. I am very confident Notre Dame's going to be really good this year. When? Do you get what I'm saying? I am confident looking at this team. They're going to be a really, really damn good football team. When? That's the big question. Because it can't be week 7 or 8. We put it all together and the O-line is gelled and all this stuff. And it's too late. You may be out of playoff contention. It takes you half the year to get this all on the right track. You don't have that flexibility with this schedule. It is a front-heavy schedule, and you don't have that kind of time. So I'm confident this team's going to be really good. When? I hate to say it, folks. You need it right out of the gate. You need it week 1 and 2. You just do. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to win while you're growing. Same thing I say about the offensive line all the time. Oh, John, you're too. It takes time for, you don't know ball. It takes time for an offensive line to gel. I know it takes time to gel. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to not lose while you're growing towards a better self-actualization of that unit. You just got to be good enough. You just got to be good enough. You don't lose. So it's, man, this build up to Miami is going to get wild. It's going to get wild, and I can't wait to see it. I just can't wait. So let's do the introduction. I'm going to, we got a few calls here. We'll see what the people think. Oh, I like this. I watched the 88 championship game. What a team. I like the introduction to that game. Looking at the team and Lou coming out of that tunnel, Lou was so confident and he knew he had it. He knew his boys were ready for the moment. He knew that they had this and he was walking confidently out there, all 148 pounds of them. He was walking confident out of there. I love watching that, man. I love watching that. Oh, my main man. Look at this. My main man, Martinez. $20 holler. There you go, Johnny. Let freedom ring. Let's go, baby. Ding, ding. Let it ring. Let's do it. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. 25 minutes in is a good enough time for the intro to me. Give the video a thumbs up. Just give it a thumbs up. You're already here. You're sitting right there. Move your lazy thumb over and hit the thumbs up. Notifications on. That way you're alerted every time I drop something out of my cranium into your brainium. You can check it out. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it. If you don't want to see my stupid face, you could do audio only. You could do audio only. Good question about Friday. I got something I got to do midday Friday, and it depends on when that is, whether I could go live in the morning or if I have to head up north to the big city or up thereabouts. We'll see. Jay Lehman, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, buddy. You are the nicest guy on the internet, way nicer than I could ever hope to be. 312-900-8815. You could dial it up, tell Yanni boy, oh, you've heard and seen about Notre Dame recruiting. Hopefully we're going to have good news to cover coming up in the next handful of days. I like it. The 4th, the 5th, the 6th. Give me it, give me it, give me it. I want it. I want it. I want them all. Go for it. Why not, man? You're in position. You're in position. Don't forget about Notre Dame Fighting Irish, brought to you by SI. Read all about it. Something for you every day of your life. Patreon.com/Always Irish. A hell of a team we're building over there. Myself, Mike Goolsby, another Notre Dame player, Jared Clark, Elijah Golden's head coach, and ND Recruiting 01, Jack Sullivan on the recruiting beat, bringing you that heat. Ooh, see what I did. See what I did there? Oh, it's a beautiful thing. What do you say? Here's the theme for today, and then we'll get to the calls. If you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Here's the deal. I want a clean sweep. You have the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th with these receivers. Some of them move their dates to line that up. 4th, 5th, 6th. It is not crazy for you as a Notre Dame fan to think this is all lining up for a reason and Notre Dame setting this up the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. And Notre Dame feels like they're in good position for all of these people. Okay. So I want you to land. I want it. I want Finley, Fitzgerald. Give me them daddy jeans, Brady Robinson. It all lines up and I want it. And, you know, it would make people feel just a little bit more relaxed about that wide receiver situation, which is always a stress. It's always a struggle. So I don't know what you think about that. Commander, $5 holler. Here's to the good times, past, present, and the future. Jerry Reinsdorf, clean sweep. John, the White Sox get swept all the time. You ain't kidding. I wouldn't know about it, though. Baseball's dead to me. Haven't watched a single game all year. It's a foreign concept to me. I'm done. I'm not going to die by 162 paper cuts all summer and spend all that time. I'm done until the White Sox are sold. Sorry, you pushed me too far. Don't even call me with the free ticket. I'm not going. I'm not going. No interest. So land those 3 guys. Elijah Golden with Notre Dame player as his head coach. Land that guy. Give me a little Reddish. Give me Jacobson. You're looking at, I want 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6. And then you look for cherries on top to steal some people in the season or the rest of the summer. That's honestly what I want. That's the bar. That's the bar. The 5th. I'm pleading the 5th. That's what I want. I'm going for a clean sweep. And it's not outrageous, you guys. If you look around, Notre Dame feels pretty darn good about all these guys. It is not like Johnny getting out on his skis here, getting overly, unrealistically outrageous with this. Notre Dame feels really good about where they're at. So I want a 5 out of 5, 6 out of 6 sweeper here. And then you're in a good spot and you're building that camp ramp. I talk about it all the time. I want to build this recruiting momentum heading right into the camp, build into Miami. You'll have all the recruiting people that are here year round are already worked up. The other people that are like more casual fans are going to come back. What a great way to build momentum. So I absolutely love the way this is setting up. I feel good about this, and that's what we need to do. Let's get to some of these calls. My main man Martinez on the job site. Let's get him in and out. Let's see what's up. Thanks for the donation, buddy. What's going on?
Of course, Johnny. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. Hey, for that throw, I'm going to be in and out. I'm just going to give you a hard time. I'm going to give you the business.
Ooh, give me the business. I
love you.
Give me the business.
All right. Hey, like my buddy Pat, like my homeboy says, the one that wants to punch somebody in the face with his fist. Okay, he needs not to worry about Miami because it's like we said. Here's the fact, okay, Johnny. I'm gonna get into my coaching mode. Now, they did what they needed to do on defense last year, as far as move pieces around where we had lack thereof because of the injuries, right? Ben Morrison goes down, comes in. I'm having the brain fart. Not a Don Schuler, but the other kid that made the pick against Penn State and against USC. What's his name? He had a few of them. What's his name? Number 29, the DB. Who is he?
Gray? Are we talking about Gray? Christian Gray?
Yeah.
There you go.
Christian Gray. Okay. There goes down Ben Morrison. Who comes in? Christian Gray comes in. Okay, people get hurt on the D-line. Obviously, Junior, like I've been saying, big fan, comes in. Don Heinisch comes in. My point to these things are, Johnny, is like as far as West Palm, my homeboy, I'm going to give you a little bit of clarity here and a little bit of a relaxation. Yeah, we're excited about the recruits, and we're overlooking Miami because the playbook's already being designed and ready to be going to Miami. Marcus is great at competing in big games. He knows how to move the chess pieces when somebody goes down and somebody comes in. Now, for us to say that Carson Beck is not going to come in with the chip on the shoulder with the experience that he does have, yeah, we'd be fools. But we'd also be fools to not know that Marcus has a game plan ready to go in and compete. And he's going to win that Miami game. I know he's going to win because he knows how to win big games. This is going to be, and look, enthusiasm, and a friend of mine said enthusiasm and emotion could only get you so far. And then kicks in the athlete, then kicks in the coaching. BYU and Utah obviously do that all the time. They've been playing for over 100 years. And there's been times where BYU hasn't beat Utah like in 8 years, and that's because emotion only goes so far. Then comes coaching, then comes your X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? So I want to put that out there, man, because let's not forget that we got an experienced offensive line coming back with my man Anthony Knapp, my man Charles Jagasaw, Emil Wagner, and the other two freaks that are in there. Now, and we do have a very experienced offensive coordinator that played in the South and played in that weather when he went down with Kelly. Okay? Now, Ash, he comes from championship pedigree. Like he said it himself, he's just going to change some terminology, but he's not really going to change the thing. And let's not forget who 2 years ago the Irish produced as the best defensive player in the whole country, and he started off at different positions. So it's not abnormal for our coaching staff to go ahead and start moving a few players in different positions to make the game plan work, because emotion is only going to take you so far.
Yeah, and the other thing, and the other thing with this is this roster's getting deeper. You're getting away from the time where if a starter goes down, the backup is a huge drop-off and you just can't compete. You're getting away from that. There's a lot more depth in this program and quality depth. So where one injury shouldn't totally be a backbreaker the way it would have been a handful of years ago. The ceiling and the floor in this program are being raised. They're both being raised. That's a big damn deal.
Yes, exactly. And then what also did we learn from Coach Mike Elko going to Texas A&M? And, we're rooting for Coach Mike Elko, right? He's a class act. We're not rooting against us, but we're rooting for him in general. He's a class act. He loves Notre Dame. You know what I mean? But what did we learn? He brought in 60 new transfers. It took a lot to mesh that. And like I said, emotion only went so far, and then obviously our coaching showed that we was able to overcome it. Now Carson Beck has to go and mesh with all these players, you know, and that's the one thing. And Mr. Tom Farley would probably agree. It all starts with the offensive line. As far as Jay Carr, he has an experienced offensive line to protect him in both the run and the passing. Throw off a few dumps, a few quick outs, a few quick slants, maybe a few quick posts, a short post, and there his confidence goes, and he looks like hopefully an experienced quarterback. And Mr. Beck hasn't been there up until now, and he's got to mesh with all those players. Now, as far as the recruiting, brother, hey, you know, sometimes we give this optical illusion when we're doing masonry, and we want to come in and get some overtime. Well, we got to make it look like we did a lot, right? So it's like, okay, let's stock all these, and let's put these empty pallets right here. Let's set the scaffold there and set that scaffold there, and we'll make, hey, man, it's Saturday, we're tired, it's 100-some degree weather, but let's make it look like we worked a lot. Hey, the Irish know what they're doing on how they're marketing, man, and how to sell it. They're 4, 5, and 6, because then it's like, look at all these players that committed to Notre Dame in a week. You know what I mean? It's brilliant marketing. It really is, Johnny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want the sweep, man. Get this next handful of guys, and then you're feeling real good heading into camp. And whatever Notre Dame's doing right now seems to be working. Recruiting momentum is a real thing. It's a tangible thing. It feels like Notre Dame has it. And if you have a good next week, it'll be a blast off into camp. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be great, John. I know, Johnny. Are you having a Friday morning show?
I don't know yet. I got to go Friday. I don't know what time. So
okay.
I'll let people know. I'll post it.
All right. Either way, Johnny, I got the day off, man. God is great. We live in the greatest land, in the greatest country in the world. We root for the greatest program in all the land. We listen to the greatest podcast in all the land. Hey, baby. Onward, Notre Dame. Love the chat. West Palm Patio, my homeboy, Adam. Adam from California. Love his input, man. Love his input. Johnny, I'm so pumped about the tailgate, man. My ticket is as good as donated for whoever needs it. Hey, if you get that email, look at it. I want to see if you can see that ring, man. It's an amazing gift. Love you, Johnny. Onward, Notre Dame.
Have a good one. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. Even though, you guys, if you're on hold, you're going to be on the air. Even though sometimes it's hard to hear what he's saying, the effort to be out there working manual labor when it's 107 damn degrees, and that guy takes the time to call while he's risking getting flattened by a steamroller. I respect the hell out of it. Like, it's 107 degrees and the guy's caught. I hear beep, beep, beep. The guy's got steamrollers coming towards him and everything else, and he takes time to call. Man, that means the world to me. It means the world to me. I love it. It's a special guy, man. That Notre Dame energy. You guys are putting in some really, really good chats. Dude, what if he's literally yelling and then you hear the beeping and then you hear like a big crunch and he's just gone? I love him. I don't wish that on him. I'm just saying it's funny when you hear all the beeping and all the noises. Like, what if you just hear, and then a big crunch and then you never hear from Renee again? I don't wish that on him, man. I don't wish that on him. Penn State Sports Talk. Notre Dame and Michigan cooking. Hey, there you go. You got we got the Penn State guy throwing Notre Dame some credit here. I appreciate that. He's literally, Jay Carr, he's putting his life on the line to call Always Irish. I respect that kind of dedication. Hello, Dad. Good. It's always good to have Always Irish Senior here. You wonder why I'm this way and all messed up? Where do you think I got my Notre Dame-dom from? Always Irish Senior. I don't know about the personality part because he's pretty low-key, not like me. But that's where good to see you, Pops. Good to see you, Dr. John. Good morning, fine sir. 480 coming up next. What's going on?
Good morning. Well, I don't know who brought it up, but it ruined my day when you start talking about the pen.
Yeah.
Well, you don't do that. You don't do that around old people.
It's just, you never know what direction this show is going to take, Doc. You never know.
Oh, my God.
There's something about this show that is a magnet for some creative minds, and not always in the most mature way. And I got to tell you, I'm here for all of it. I love all of it.
Oh my God, you got a great crew. You got a great crew watching that. Oh, hey, I got a question. You know what? One of the ways I watch you sometime is on my kitchen TV, which is a Fire Stick thing or whatever.
Oh, fancy.
And if I'm watching it and I pause it, this message, the thing to describe the thing, it says, call in chat show, but then it says operating like the big boy program. Do you write that stuff?
I did write that. I think that was the title of one of the other shows. You're operating like a big boy program. You want that tight end. You want that tight end, Premer, and you got Kansas State and Kansas and Iowa State thinking they're going to keep him in that geographical region, and then Notre Dame comes in and says, no. We want that guy, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get him and get him out of there. They're operating like a big boy program, Dr. John. It's really, really good to see. They're cranking it up.
Well, I wondered about it, whether it was just something that they, YouTube added or whatever.
Nope, I did. That was me. They really are. They're cranking it up. They're operating at a different level right now. Keep it going.
Well, I think it was College Huddle. You got Beach Boys were brought up, and when I tell it, I'm not going to do it right now because I do want to talk a little bit about something that who was it? Tom McLaughlin brought up about watching the 88 championship game. Sometimes what I like to do is just, and I did it last night before I head for the bed, just bring up some short Notre Dame thing that I either was at or whatever. And the last night I watched, I think it was Carney's field goal that beat Southern Cal in 86. The one that CBS was in commercial when he kicked it. I don't know if you remember.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Remember?
That's a nice touch. Good job on the production there.
Yeah, that was great. The other one I watched was the UCLA game where Smarja catches that pass late in the game to win it.
Yep.
Because my daughters and I were at that game. So
yeah, it's
But anyway, go ahead.
Doc, this is trending in a really good direction. I think Notre Dame could be operating with like the most offseason momentum and energy and vibes heading into this. I feel really, really good about it. And if you can land this next hand batch of guys, you'll really create the camp ramp. I like saying it because it rhymes, but it is real. So if you're able to do that, we're going to be flying high into this camp with full energy. It's going to be exciting.
Well, what three guys are we watching those days? I'm looking at the 5-star announcements.
The fourth,
who are they?
The 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. There are receivers that we're finalists for that are all committing in a row. The 4th, the 5th, and the 6th of July. And some guys have moved their commitment date to line up in that window. And it's making the Notre Dame people think there's something to that Notre Dame knows they're going to get those guys, and they want to do a triple bang, shoot off the fireworks, and have Finley out of Texas and Fitzgerald with Daddy's jeans and Braden Robinson, and be able to land those guys. And I want that. It all kind of lines up. I hope there's something to it. Some people are saying there's not. I want to think they know they're getting these guys and they're lining those up in a row on purpose. And then you'll be able to take care of some of your wide receiver recruiting needs. That's what I want.
Did we offer? I don't think we offered Morgan, did we?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, talk about taking Miami seriously. I may have told you this at some time, but being this old, my brain cells don't always come up with the correct memory thing. But back had to be in the late 70s. Due to circumstances, there was no TV, there was no radio. I listened to a whole Miami game over the telephone.
Oh, man, that's old school.
Yeah, well, I knew, it's working for an ad agency, and I knew that one of the local stations got the mutual feed, although they didn't broadcast the game. So I called him up and asked him, "Are you getting that Notre Dame game?" He said, "I don't know. I'll check." He does. "Yes, we are." I said, "Can you patch me in?" There was silence for a while, but he patched me in, so I listened to the whole game.
Oh man, patch me. That reminds me. That reminds me of like when my dad said when he was growing up, all the Notre Dame games weren't televised, and you literally gathered around the radio with the family in the living room, old school, and you listened to it on the radio for the games that weren't on TV, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, even my dad's old enough that was his childhood, and you were just used to it. We don't know how good we got it. There's 5 streams for every game. You can get them wherever you want. This is the new age.
Okay, well, now I'll give Huddle the Beach Boy story, which he's going to be very disappointed in, and it has to do with Notre Dame. I took my son when he was 14, and I did it with my daughters too. When they turned 14, I took them all to a game by themselves, one at a time. Anyway, so I take my son, and I was putting together in the last couple of weeks for Chicago's own. I haven't given it to him yet, but anyway, some significant games I was at, and I figured taking my son to his first game should be a significant game, but I couldn't remember for sure what game it was. But I knew we had gone to the Beach Boys concert after the game. So Googling Beach Boys at Notre Dame brought up the Southern Cal game we went to, which we lost. So there you go, Huddle. I know you got to be disappointed. There's no there's no sex involved at all.
That we're going to cover on the air, at least. That we're going to talk about on the air. That is good. Yeah. That's good, man. Yeah. Brian Wilson, very creative mind. And I think just kind of lost his marbles over the years. A lot of drugs there in the late 60s for the old Beach Boys, but a lot of classic songs there, Doc. So have a good 4th of July. I want you to relax, have some fun, and hopefully enjoy a nice little recruiting run. And then we'll be good to go here. It'll be really, really good.
I got one last question for you.
Sure.
Are you going to do a Saturday show on the 12th?
When is the 12th? The following week? I really do think we need to get into that. Between 4th of July and the beginning of camp, I'm going to start getting back into those Saturday night shows. People like them. It's a good way to bring the energy up and get a different group of people there. So I do think we're going to do that.
Well, the 12th is a huge day, so which I'll explain if I call in next week. So anyway, you have a great show. No show Friday, probably.
Yeah, we'll see. I got to figure out my timing. I got to figure out where I need to be and when. If I have time, we'll do it. And if not, I'll still have a video coming out after the Finley announcement, one way or the other.
All right, man. Have a great show. Good talking to you.
Have a good one. Take it easy, Doc. You know damn well. Can John swim? I can swim, but I don't enjoy it. It's like I could swim, but it's not like something I'm going out of my way to do. That's for sure. I could swim, but I don't like it. I don't like it. 480's coming up. Caden the man is on hold, not coming on the air. I mean, you're not doing that. You were already gone a long time ago. I didn't forget your name and number, dude. You have a very unique name and number. I remember it. You ain't coming on. You can sit on hold all you want. You're not doing it. Yeah, John sinks. There he goes. Leo from the Titanic. There goes John to the bottom. Omar, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Yeah, I need my floaties. I need my daughter's floaties to go in the ocean. See if that'll help me. Where else? There's a couple of things I wanted to hit here that came. Number one is, you know damn well, Dr. John rolled up to that Beach Boys concert in a stretch limo with 5 ladies in the back. You know damn well he went right to the front row. He's got his arms around all the ladies. He's got 5 of them on either side. You know it. Caden hung up. It's just not going to happen, man. You had your chance. You ran your mouth. You shot your shot. It failed miserably, and you ain't coming back. Yeah, it's not going to, you're going to have to get a different number. I know your number. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. 480. Welcome to the show. What's going on, man? It has been a while since we connected.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, John? How's it going, man?
I'm doing very well, man. It looks like early January was the last time we talked. Thanks for coming back in, man. I recognize the number, and it's good to hear from you. What's new?
Man, I just, anytime the season ends, I always try to take a hiatus and just kind of focus on some other things in life, personal development things and, just getting away from disconnecting from football.
Man, that's healthy.
Kind of focus.
That is healthy. And I never blame, I tell everybody that, like, the viewership goes down for doing this in the off season. Man, I totally get it. It is healthy for people to get a little break and go get your mind around some other life things and then come back in the fold, man. Good for you. That's healthy.
Yeah, man. But, I tune in periodically here and there. And man, I'm just like blown away, man, with the way recruiting has taken off, just the way the season is just kind of formulating. And it's just exciting, man. I've had some buddies of mine that know I'm a, huge Notre Dame fan, reach out to me and say, hey, you guys are just like killing it on the recruiting trail, man. And I'm like, dude, if we just getting started, like I told someone, when Freeman was coach, when he first came in, it sucked, man. I mean, a couple of losses that we had were really bad losses, but
yeah, it was about patience, man. That early stuff was about patience. And you know what else brings my mind to this? Freeman talked to Joel Klatt lately, and he talked about he felt like they almost had to kind of like burn it down to build it back up. And that period of time was really, really rough when there were some rough periods in the transition on the roster and the staff and Freeman getting comfortable. And he talked about kind of having the concept of having to take a couple steps back to end up taking 5 steps forward. But that was such a challenge because Notre Dame fans want instant results. And then there was this pressure. Is Freeman going to figure it out or whatever? And then the big year 3, hopefully we're beyond all that and we're in a more comfortable spot.
I believe that we are, man. I think that after what happened last season, I think that was so much of an embarrassment that I think it really struck something. Because, I mean, we all saw it. Like, anybody that was paying attention saw the switch flip with Freeman after that Northern Illinois loss. It's like something switched in him. And he kind of, for those who said he was like too buddy and he wasn't being a coach and this another.
Yep.
I think that really flipped the switch, man. That Northern Illinois loss really put a gear in him that just ignited something, man, that, I mean, I don't think any of us have ever really witnessed, at least in our lifetime. I had never seen Notre Dame like that. And then now to see just the recruiting, man, like getting kids that everybody says, we were told for 12 years or so that we can't get these kids. We have to go down a different aisle. And we got to just settle for the, as you title is so great, the RKGs and all that kind of stuff. Now we're getting the elite players, man, and they're excited, man. Like, they're just not committed. They're excited. They're enthused to want to be at Notre Dame. Like, I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. And so now, man, it's just about continuing the trajectory of winning, man, and winning at a high level. And I think that we are. I think whoever is the quarterback, they're walking into, it's like getting into a Lamborghini, man. and you have all the bells and whistles because there's too many key pieces around for like a quarterback not to be able to be successful this coming up season, and then coming back with a totally like experienced O-line is what I'm really just like, man. I think we really have what it takes to go back and make another run in the postseason. But we just have to stay consistent with, what got us there, and
Yeah.
that was playing our style of football, not trying to get cute and all that, but playing our style of football, Notre Dame football, being fundamental, being tough on defense. And really, man, I think Ben Brock is really excited about this coming season. I feel like it's like he's not trying to show too much enthusiasm, but I know deep down he's looking in that room and he's saying, "Oh man, I can't wait." Because now it's like he gets to open up a whole other, side of the playbook that he had to basically put away last season.
Yeah, somebody brought up, I forget who it was in the chat, about Gino. This is Gino Gadouli's like a big test in a year for him to shine. And you got Denbrock. What are they going to do to ease this quarterback in? How long is the leash going to be? Not as far as like you're on the bench, but like what throws are they going to let him make? How conservative are they going to be versus kind of letting it rip? Or are they going to ease the guy in? Or are they going to let him test some things early and see if you could get a big jump start to this? This is the beginning games are so challenging, and the whole country's sitting there wondering, was Notre Dame a one-hit playoff wonder, or do they have staying power, man? And the early part of the year is going to determine a lot of this.
Absolutely. I'm actually going to the game, first game of the season at Miami. So I'm really looking forward to. I know, man. I can't wait. It's like, of course, I shared with a friend a couple of days ago that I have a little bit of PTSD from 2017 because the reason why I don't go to bars anymore to watch football games is because I went to the bar that night to watch that game, and I was laughed out of the bar, man.
Yeah, it's tough, dude.
I was laughed out of the bar, man.
I learned that lesson a long time ago. The only Notre Dame game I watched at a bar, it was in South Bend because I was there for a wedding, and it was not enjoyable. I do not like being around other people and strangers, and I don't know if the enemy's in there. And there's people that are loud and they're talking, and everything about it bothers me. There is not one piece of me that's like, you know what I want to do? Go to a crowded bar, watch the Notre Dame game. No. That's not time for socializing. I need to be alone with my messed up, disturbed thoughts to where I'm not ruining anybody else's night. Okay?
Right. Absolutely, man. I totally agree. I can't be around. Like anybody knows me, knows. Do not disturb me. Do not disturb.
Yeah.
Notre Dame football. Do not. I don't look unless a immediate family member is literally on their deathbed, getting ready to choke and die. Do not call me because I am tuned with Notre Dame football, and I do not want to be disturbed, man. I got one good best friend. He's a Notre Dame fan. We text back and forth and stuff. But outside of that, nobody else is to contact me.
Yeah.
Because I just can't focus, and especially if we're not playing well. Like, I'm like you, John. Like I'm standing up, man. I'm pacing around. I'm walking.
I need my space.
I can't. Yeah, like of course, if I'm at a game, which honestly, when I went to the Georgia game, I was a bit nervous because I didn't know how that game was going to flow.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were kicked. But I was like, wow, this is like really, really good. But if we were playing a game and we weren't doing well, I'm not in the best spirit. So I'd rather just watch the game by myself and can just kind of analyze and get out all my emotions by myself than being around people and then like we're playing like crap and then I'm just like in a bad mood.
Yeah, and you know what? It takes all types. Like you need people that want to go to all these road games and the bowl games and be at games and be at bars. You need people that want to do all that. It's just not going to be me. And I'm so neurotic.
Right.
I'm so neurotic with this whole thing. I know it's not healthy. This is not a brag. It is not healthy the way I get. And I just not being around people is better for everyone. It really is. I'm not proud of it. That's not a brag. It's kind of embarrassing at 40, but like not the fewer people around, the better for everyone's sake. Let's just say.
Can I be honest about something?
I would like that.
When Northern Illinois was beating us last year, this is my confession. I envisioned, I swear, man, before God, dude, I was envisioning your face. And I just envisioned, I envisioned you like yelling at the screen the way that you yell. And I kind of laughed, honestly. I know this is not, I'm confessing this now. Of course, you made me go viral going off last year about losing, but I have to confess, man, that I kind of chuckled a little bit when I was watching again because I'm envisioning your face getting like apple red and you screaming at the TV at how they were playing. so I it's funny now thinking about it, but in terms of how the season went out, but at that moment, man, I kind of chuckled, but then I got really just pissed off because it's like, are we really watching this story unveil again type stuff?
Yep.
But man,
do you think that's over? By the way, do you think that's over? Like that's another big test. That's another big test of Marcus Freeman's maturation process. Here is, you got to be over that whole thing. And Goolsby talks about it all. Goolsby talks about it all the time. All of those games that we failed in that are like that, there are little things during the week that led up to it where it sent the message we don't have to take it that serious. We're doing a walkthrough instead of putting pads on to prepare for Northern. Going to Louisville, it was we're going to rotate the whole offensive line. We're going to empty the bench and everybody gets to play, and you lost that game. Like, I would hope to God Freeman's learned you cannot take any of these for granted. And even if your guys are tired or dragging ass, you got to be serious every week. That's got to be over. The margin's too small. That's got to be done. Miami, Marshall, Stanford, Northern, that stupid Louisville game. It's all got to be over. Over.
I hope it's over, man, because I think Freeman hasn't been undefeated in September since he's been the head coach. He's lost every season.
Yeah.
He's lost a game in September.
Man, that puts so much pressure on you, man. Just look at the pressure the program was under with the loss 2 weeks in and having it to be who it was too. Like the pressure, man. And I just don't know if you can count on making that winning streak again every year. It hurts when you just can't lose that early, man.
As long as it's not a MAC team, then maybe we're safe. Playing in September now at home. Well, outside of the Stanford crap, but as long as it's not like we're playing some Little Sisters of the Poor first game of the season at home, then maybe it might do better for us. But I just think that we are past that phase. I think that, like I said, man, that Northern Illinois, I know the Marshall loss was a bad loss, but that Northern Illinois loss, I think, hit different, man, because we had just beat A&M at A&M.
Yep.
And everybody's singing our praises and punching us in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then we lay an egg.
Yep.
Like the Marshall loss was more of a, he hadn't won a game yet. He's still trying to figure out his identity with this team. We didn't even really have trust in the quarterback, and there was a lot of other holes that, of course, were there that they were not there, but essentially they were there. But then the season last year was like, dude, you got a loaded defense, you got this high-flying quarterback, and we just beat A&M, and everybody's like, oh, man, just count them in. And then we look past this team, Northern Illinois, and then what happened.
Do you remember, dude? Do you remember? You want to know what the worst part of that whole thing was? The worst part of that whole thing was we were all so depressed and miserable, and I'm getting trolled by 9,000 fans of other teams on this channel, and I deserve it. It was awful. When Northern's coach was like, yeah, if that guy wants to learn how to coach, he can always give me a call, man. It was such, oh my God. And you know what? Good for that guy. Good for that guy. Like, that was his moment in his life, and he maxed it out by saying, if he wants to know how to win games or whatever, he should call me. And then the other funny part is Northern ended up not even having a good year. They didn't even have a good year there. Whatever conference Northern's in, they didn't even have a good year, but they got that one and they could live off it forever. I'm going to punch myself in the face.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He got himself a lifelong contract in probably the football stadium named after him because he beat Notre Dame.
Oh, man.
Don't be surprised some years later you hear that the stadium got named after him and he got a endowment and all that because
good for
he
him.
beat Notre Dame.
Good for him.
That's how. I mean, but that's the reverence point for people to say that we're not relevant. Like, dude, we're just as relevant as anybody in college football. Everybody looks at us as the premier standard game. And so we have to show up every time.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is, who we're playing.
Yep.
You can't underestimate any opponent. And I think Freeman understands that now more than ever. And I think that because of that, man, the guard has changed. And we're going to come out looking way more crisp. And then, like, the whole idea about the weather and all that kind of stuff. Look, Freeman has already proven that he can get this team prepared to play in, extreme heat conditions. Because who was falling and flopping all over the field last season?
Yeah.
Last game against A&M.
Yep.
It wasn't us.
Yeah,
it was,
dude. You were around the build up to that game in camp. I was saying you need to prepare for the noise and you need to prepare for the heat and the humidity. And you are absolutely right. Later in that game, Notre Dame was the team that was pushing A&M around at their place in those conditions. Notre Dame's the one that eventually crammed the ball down their throat and was able to win that battle. That gives me a lot of faith in Freeman to be able to prepare for this Miami situation. You're going to have a loud crowd again. You're going to have that Miami Heat again, not the basketball team, regular. You're going to have the Miami Heat. That gives me confidence because whatever they did to prepare for that moment a year ago, do it again because they were ready for the moment physically, mentally, and emotionally. They were prepared for the moment. Maybe Freeman's got that part dialed in. That gives me some encouragement.
Yeah. I think he's got that in the bag in terms of preparation for the weather and all that. But, of course, the differential is that we breaking in a new quarterback. And so you got to prepare, but I'm going to say this, man, like, I know we're breaking a new quarterback, but we also got to understand that these guys watched Leonard prepare for these games. Like, so you can't tell me that they don't understand what it takes. I understand that, real life game situations will play a factor in terms of them being on the field, but in terms of preparation and getting themselves, ready for these opponents, these quarterbacks have been in the room. They know what Leonard went through and how he prepared for these games. So they know what the expectation is. But what it's really going to show is Geno. Like, how really good of a quarterback coach is he? Because now he's going to earn his money now. You don't really earn your money this season, and so
it's a different, you're right. It's a different kind of challenge. You're not dealing with a guy with 4 years of experience or whatever that transfers. This is a different kind of challenge. I think Andrew Gilmore referenced that too. It's time for Geno to really step up and show his worth and his work. Getting a young guy ready. Absolutely. It's very, very different than a guy coming in off a senior transfer deal.
Absolutely, man. I'm going to get off the phone, John, but I just want to call, man, and say that it's good hearing from you again, man. And, I just had to take a little hiatus from football. And
well, welcome back, baby. Welcome back. I hope your blood pressure's ready because you're back, baby.
I'm back, and as long as I hear you yelling, I know that football season's back.
There we go. Hey, man, it's always good to hear from you. Thanks for dropping back in, man. You're always somebody I like seeing on the phone line. So be in touch, okay? Have a good 4th.
You too, man.
Have a good one. What a nice guy. 757, you're coming up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, John, if this Miami game gets weather delayed? I've said I've given this story before. The Skip Holtz, South Florida loss at Notre Dame. That was one of the worst days I've ever had. Pat got a keg. He had a little apartment. We were right out of school or whatever. Pat had an apartment, got a keg for the day. I was over there by like 10 in the morning. And we just started drinking. And the game went bad, and then it was delayed, and then we drank a lot more because we were mad during the delay, and then the game came back, and it still wasn't good, and then you had another delay, and then we drank some more beers, and it was a long, long, awful, awful day. And Pat and I don't do good watching games together. Never have. We do not do well watching games together. It was such a rough day. Such a rough day. I don't even want to think about it. It feels like it was ages ago, mostly because it was ages ago. I want to forget all about it. Oh, don't get me started with that one, Andrew. Don't get me started with that one. Georgia Tech 2007. I believe it was the opening game of the year. It was really hot. And I had a girlfriend I brought with me. Oh, I'm going to bring you to the Notre Dame game. First game of the year. It's going to be awesome or whatever. And then I didn't say anything the whole way home. And then she and I were fighting. And then the whole thing came out of like, is this how it's going to be all the time? Yeah, that's how it's going to be all the time. If Notre Dame's going to lose their first game of the year, yeah, it's going to be like this all the time. I remember sitting in the Chicago traffic, me trying to get off the Skyway and get back into the city and everything after that nightmare. Yeah, it's going to be like that all the time. I don't even like thinking of these Notre Dame nightmares. Son of a buck. On the 4th of July weekend. 757, how's it going? Make me forget these bad games. Give me something else to think about, please.
Hey, John. Good morning. This is Brendan. Hey, shout out to all the Irish spouses, Irish wives out there who, I'm certainly blessed. I'm married 14 years. And, she understands
it's tough.
the emotional
it's
consequences
tough.
of,
it is.
I'll say it's much better. It's much better since BK left.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that. My hair's starting to fill back in. I'm reverse aging. My hairline's coming back. Yeah, there are a lot of benefits. Although some people miss the general undertone that I had here during the Kelly era. There are some people who reach out to me and they're like, I just miss it when you were pissed off every single day. Like, I just liked it when you were mad every single day, no matter what. Like, but I think we're in a better spot now.
Yeah. I mean, you would know better than us, right? But I mean, it's perhaps a perverse incentive that the YouTube numbers are better when things are not going necessarily how you want them to go in Irishland.
Yeah.
But obviously from like an overall mental health.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because when we lose or something bad happens, it's the Notre Dame people wallowing in their misery, but it's also the fans and the YouTubers of all the other teams that come here to watch me because they know what I'm going to do and they want to see the blow up. So the numbers are really good, but it's not genuine numbers. Those are troll numbers. You get what I'm saying? Those aren't Notre Dame people that care more. It's everybody else that knows my reputation of blowing my stack. And they just want to see me lose my mind. And so those are like fraudulent numbers. But you're right. The numbers are never higher than when something stupid happens in Notre Dame land.
Yeah. Hey, on a real point and then a less serious point. Hey, so on the Patreon, the question came up about the what's going to happen if and when, there's the complete professionalization of college athletics.
Yep.
It made me think about, I think that's an area where Notre Dame and its independence can, I would say, be overall very, very good to the program. And it made me recall, I've heard Goolsby contrast, being an Irish fan to being an Ohio State fan or being a Georgia fan. And like the idea is like, I think it's pretty, like, even if it's all a myth, right? And no one actually lives up to the ideal. Like the idea, a lot of the attractiveness of cheering for Notre Dame is the idea that we have, our cultural values, that we're developing young men, that they're going to go on to be, assets to society. We're not, we care about them graduating. We care about them getting an education. That's pretty integral to, at least for me. I know I would imagine for a lot of the folks, tied to why we like Notre Dame so much. And if they just completely wash away, okay, hey, we are the University of Georgia or, University of Notre Dame football team, and everyone knows no one's going to school, no one's living in the dorms. It's just like a lower quality football product with college stickers on the helmet. I don't think that's a recipe for success for anybody. Like, I don't know how that's viable, product long term. And I remember Father Jenkins, for all his faults, right? He did the New York Times interview and was talking about how Notre Dame was going to stick to keep as much of the student athlete in the mythical student athlete. I guess what I'm saying is, if we have a larger voice as long as we remain independent. That if one of the consequences, if we get roped into going into a conference right now, we're just Notre Dame president speaking kind of as a subset of the Big Ten or SEC or whoever, right? And we're going to be beholden to the financial desires of all the other institutions. Whereas if, I guess there's a lot of good potentially that can come from Notre Dame staying true to its principles, at least on some level, keeping the whole idea. And maybe they tie it into the NIL contract. Maybe they tie it into the money the schools are going to give. That going to school is a requirement to be part of the football program. Because like some bounds are going to have to be put on there. Because otherwise, what keeps you from staying in school for 50 years and you're a 37-year-old, semi-professional quarterback forever, like you would be, and say, you go to a minor league baseball team and they got guys sticking around forever, for a lot of different reasons. So I guess I'll just offer you that. It's like, would it break your fandom if the mirage or the kayfabe, to use the wrestling term, completely went away? Or is it just something we'd all adjust to, similar to like the NIL and the pay for,
yeah,
students?
Man, it's a really interesting question. If if this becomes like pro guy sponsored by a college, you know what I mean? And that's just what it turns into, as a money-making deal to and a promo, basically, essentially a commercial almost in a way. How Notre Dame navigates that. And I don't know, I would like to think that smart people at Notre Dame could thread the needle and figure out a way to make it work. But that is kind of where it's trending. How will Notre Dame handle that? It's a really, really good question of how do you make it to where you don't lose all those values to stay relevant in football? But if you give up the football, then there goes a lot of your money. Like if you join the Ivy League or something because it's a pro thing and you want them to go to school, I don't know. But Notre Dame's got to get out of it and try and figure out something that works. Would the Notre Dame people be open to a new world where those players are just a representation of Notre Dame, but they're not going to class every day? Does that bother some people? Maybe. Does it not? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it went for me, and I maybe it's just something where the generations will have differences, and it'll phase out, and Saturdays will still be Saturdays. But I mean, it's something for those. If anyone in the audience, I mean, we all have some in our voice, right? Because we're buying tickets or we're participating in the fandom. That I would just encourage everybody. I think it'd be a short term. We'd be trading short term, perhaps success. We could just pay players and maybe get some recruits we might otherwise get who literally aren't interested in going to school at all. Maybe we could do better, but long term, I'd say for the overall health of the sport, there is the whole idea that we're developing young men, especially for the NFL, but also for just life in general, and that's different than purely professional model.
Yeah.
All right. On a less serious note, what would you do? So. The bit about BYU's quarterback having to transfer because he violated the honor code for the reasons that he violated the honor code.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame has parietals. I don't know if everybody knows this, right? But they have single-sex dorms, and officially you're not allowed to be in. If you're a guy, you can't be in the girls' dorms. I think at least it's during the week at midnight and on the weekends at 2 a.m. or something. I know a lot of guys live off campus, so that kind of solves the problem. But if you did have a situation where CJ Carr, broke parietals, and Marcus Freeman came out and tried to suspend him for 7 games, what would the response be?
Here's the question. Are those, it's like that line from, what is it? One of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie where he's like, those rules are more like guidelines. Like, I wonder how serious it's all that it is with that stuff. And it's like, again, I want to remind people, do you think the 88 championship team were all choir boys? Because I got news for you. They were not. And I don't see anybody saying that title means anything less. I got news for you. That team had a bunch of guys in a lot of action, okay? And it was before social media and camera phones and everything else. But, like, I got news for you. The last time Notre Dame got to the top of the hill, it wasn't with all choir boys. So it's like, I get that the what you want it to be in an idealistic world. I just don't know if it's ever quite been what it's purported. You try, but I don't know if it's ever quite been like that, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it ever get to that situation. And it's definitely one of those things, they're not trying to get people or whatever. The other thing, a less serious note. Hey, I am all down for gosh dang Notre Dame being big boy. And if we're going to be we should be the freaking New York Yankees of college football, or the Los Angeles Dodgers of college football, and we should make. I can't wait. I'm telling you, I can't wait to go on all these competing teams' YouTube channels or whatever. If we go 15-0, get a bye, and win a national championship, make all that money, and avoid all that bull garbage conference stuff, that is going to be so freaking sweet to all these crybaby conference fan bull garbage, knocking Notre Dame for its independence all the time. That is the absolutely best case scenario is we go 15-0, national champions, get a bye, do all that stuff, and just hear the tears will be so sweet from all these knuckleheads who think we got to be part of a conference.
You guys, I got to tell you, man, I have a reoccurring dream that pops into my head every few weeks. And the dream is, it's always the same dream. Remember when I said, if we win the championship, I'm renting a place and we're having a huge party and everybody's invited and we're just going to celebrate together. And I have this reoccurring dream that it happens. And it's me and Goolsby and Shane Gillis out on stage, like pumping up the crowd. Every 3 weeks I wake up and I have that dream. Like, I want it and I need it. And I need it and I want it.
Yeah, good to go. So I know it's a little bit petty on me, but yeah, I'm all about the Irish loving their independence as long as they can, and F all those other guys who say it's not fair. Paying players Burger King bags of money is not fair either. So
yeah,
more.
Yep.
All right, John, I'll leave you with that.
Happy 4th of July, buddy. Thanks for giving me a call.
Well.
Appreciate it. How much time you got, buddy? Man, dude, that dude's pacing is amazing. His pacing is like, it's like kind of a normal cadence, and then it speeds up, and then I got to catch up, and then it goes back down. I love that guy. Keeps me on my toes. I never know what I'm going to get. Keeps me on my toes. Kent Jackson, keep on dreaming, brother. Hey, a guy's got to have a dream, man. Right? Isn't it what Pete said? Pete said to Rudy, having dreams is what makes life tolerable. 2 minutes later, the guy got blown up in a factory. So what the hell does Pete know? I mean, I don't mean to be mean about Pete's early demise, but that guy's talking about, having dreams is what makes life tolerable. And then he goes in there and gets his limbs blown off. I'm sorry. I just, oh man. Oh. Yeah, I always do try and avoid that, you guys. I hate it when we're doing a show and the chat devolves into ripping all the other shows. Everybody tries hard. Everybody's got a taste for certain shows they like or not, but I try and avoid that. Everybody tries hard. It's certain shows and personalities are for people and others don't hit people. I know my show's not for everybody. That's for damn sure. There's a lot of people that think I'm absolutely insane and annoying. I get it. I'm not even mad about it. I totally understand. I totally get it. Anybody that's yeah, that John guy, that's a bit much. Not for me. I get it, man. I ain't going to blame you, but I only have one setting and this is it. I only have one setting. It ain't an act. It's just, I only have one setting. Yeah, look at this, J Carp. This is damn right. John is the epitome of normal and calm. That's the tagline. Always Irish. Normal and calm. That's going to be normal and calm is not It's not how I would describe myself. Look at this. The first time this YouTube channel, I was like, WTF, but then he grows on you. Yeah, that's the scary part. That's the scary part. He needs the spin zone. Spin zone, baby. Woody doody doody doody. Land all these damn recruits. Son of a double buck. I want them all. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I want all of those receivers. I want Golden. I want Reddish. Throw me in a Jacobson. Then you're cooking. I did the math on the class calculator on the 247. That puts you well up in the 290s. Now you're talking. I always have that 300 mark in my brain. You be up in the 290s somewhere if you're able to do all this stuff. You be up in the 290s. I like it. Then you maintain those relationships, get into the season, and then you try and steal a few more guys. Let's do it, damn it. I want it, and I need it. They need an I-94 billboard of John holding a blood pressure medicine. By the way, I have looked into getting a billboard along the toll road. It is a little pricey. I've actually looked into it. I literally looked into it. I wanted to get a billboard with my stupid face on that toll road. So when you're coming and leaving, it's like 312-900. We're on the road. I may as well call John on the postgame show. It's a little pricey. But just imagine how many people it would scare and piss off if you just saw my face on the side of that highway. It's a little pricey. I really did look into it, man. I did look into it. And the problem is that there's some digital ones too. And here's the problem with it. They won't I looked into a digital one in South Bend off the toll road, but like in town where all the traffic gets backed up. The problem is they make you do a year-long commitment. That's the issue. You're paying the same price in this season, and they won't just let you do it for 6 months. They make you do it year-round, and that's a tough ask when it's in the off season and like whatever. That's tough. So they hit you with that same monthly price year-round, and it's just kind of tough. Yeah, Pigskin Pete still got to catch up with him. He went on vacation, came back. I had a bunch of family stuff going on. I want to get back with him. My parents have a billboard in their field right off of 30. Dong, email me that. I'm genuinely interested. Email me that. Or, yeah, I'm not going to have you put your email in here. And email me that. I'm genuinely interested in that. And so I don't know, you guys. This is going to be an interesting next week. I want these guys, damn it. I want them. And then everything will turn to Miami with all of this. It'll all turn into Miami, and we'll all get it juiced up. We'll all get it going. The vibes are good. The momentum is good. I got some chats I want to get to, too. Bumper stickers. I had the bumper stickers. Remember the first year? Ron is in Notre Dame, Always Irish jail for now. That's where Ron is, Jay. He is in Always Irish jail, but his alter ego is here. But he is in jail, but his alter ego is here or alternate login, whatever you want to look at. But Ronnie himself, he's getting a lot of extra hours at McDonald's right here. Top. There is no powerhouse team this year. Lots of very good teams. Go Irish. Yeah, there is. It is. There's a lot of good programs right now, man. Man, if we get these 3 wide receivers at Golden, we aren't cooking. We're on fire. I like it. Roy boy, not to be mistaken as a soy boy. Taking care of my 95-year-old mother-in-law. She's a sweetheart, and she has been to a Notre Dame game. God bless her, 95 years old. That means she saw a lot of really good Notre Dame football before we hit the dark ages. We need to, this is very topical and relevant, 4th of July. We need to close out this recruiting with the bang. I like it. I like it a lot. Look at this. Tex ND sent me a picture on my phone. He texted it to me this morning from the beach. Good morning from the beach. Hoping John and the best ND chat in the universe is having a great week and good things to come. God bless you. Dr. John honoring America with the 1776 up in the mix. I like it. Domer guy. This is the nice picture, by the way. Everybody knows what that is just from seeing that little image of the Notre Dame Miami fight. This is the type of recruiting I was expecting with Freeman. I would be honest. I had expected more out of the recruiting operation the first few years than we got. People say I never criticize Freeman or I carry his water. That's the one thing I'll say is I thought he would have an easier time getting in the top 10 and near the top 5 every year in recruiting. And it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. So maybe we're getting it figured out. Always annoyed. Cheap one-ply toilet paper. Why, man? It's like sandpaper. And it's like, how cheap are you going to be, man, that you're giving people like borderline, it's like wax paper or sandpaper. Jeez, I mean, it's already something's gone horribly wrong if I need to go number 2 or God forbid number 3 in a road game. Life's already rough if you're going number 2 or number 3 on the road, man. And then you give me like sandpaper coming out of the thing. Come on, man. How cheap are you? Hook a brother up on the backside, bro. Jay Grizz giving it the biz. I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but personally, I'm exhausted from all the recruiting talk. I understand that. The good news, Grizz, is pretty soon when you get beyond 4th of July, that momentum's going to build to this season. It'll start to turn. It really will start to turn. Look at this. What is John's opinion of the bidet? Do I look like I'm fancy European or something? The idea kind of scares me. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand how it all works out practically. Maybe I'm so Americanized. I'm used to what we do and I'm closed-minded, but I've never been to this isn't National Lampoon's European Johnny Vacation. Watch where you're spraying. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I need I don't know. I don't want to poo-poo it, so to speak. The idea scares me a little, but I'm so Americanized that it's just, I don't know what I'm missing after you're done pissing. I don't know. I don't know. The concept kind of scares me, but I understand it, but I'm a little intimidated by it. I wasn't a big bidet guy till we rented an Airbnb with a Japanese heated one. What? Heated to spray you while you're seated, dog. I don't know, man. I don't know. Roy boy, put the exclamation point on this class. Get to the top 5. Let's do it, baby. 502, I'm coming to you. Give me a second. Look at this. The Irish Cubby. Morning, everybody. Thanks for those that sent prayers for my mom's surgery. It was more extensive than initially thought, but the doc is pleased with how it went. Hey, whatever, man. The least I could do is get you a candle lit. You know what I mean? Get you a candle lit. Snipe, I've thought this too. Kind of shocking. Michigan's doing as well as they are in recruiting with all the attention they get for the sign stealing thing. Someone is going to be dead wrong. The Michigan people are saying nothing to see here, slap on a wrist, really minor sanctions coming. And then you got other people that are saying the hammer's coming and they're getting totally nailed and postseason bowl ban for multiple years. Somebody's going to be dead wrong. I've been saying it all along. I'm going to say it again. To me, the most likely outcome is something that pleases absolutely no one. Not penal enough that a guy like me is going to be happy, but too much to where the Michigan people are going to be like, we're getting nailed for nothing. I think it's going to end up right in the middle. People that want them nailed are not going to be satisfied, and the people that the Michigan people are not going to accept anything. So I don't know, man. Andrew, I do think it's super important to get Minchie ready to play in September, October. 2 SEC D lines, Miami's D line, and Boise as a head coach who's a good defensive mind. Carr's going to get it. One of my predictions for the year is both of these quarterbacks are going to be in some crunch time moments. And I don't know whether that means Carr's the starter and he gets banged up and you need Minchie for a quarter while he gets his head back on straight. I don't know what it looks like. But I'm with you, Andrew, that you got to have both these guys ready to go. I'm absolutely with you. John secretly wishes he was Spicoli. Who wouldn't? That guy's blood pressure's probably half of mine. Are you out of your mind? Surfing and smoking, baby. It's the LA way. Surfing and smoking. You're damn right. I wish I had that guy's life. Whoa, bud, I got a pizza. Whoa. Hang 10. For some reason, John being a fan of the Beach Boys just seems like a strange combo, seeing as John hates the water. It's not. There's never been a moment where I'm like, you know what I really need to hear to jam out to is let me pull up some Beach Boys. But I just grew up hearing it. So I just know their history and all this stuff. You ever watch the documentary on how the Beach Boys had that mansion outside of LA? And then Charles Manson was buddy with them. And he was trying to be a music writer and stuff. And he would sit in on sessions with the Beach Boys at that house before all those murders and everything. It's a wild story, the way the Beach Boys were connected with Manson. It's absolutely nutty. It's unbelievable. Andrew, I think Golden's the only must get on the board. Obviously, Finley's great, but ND will keep going to the portal at wide receiver. Yeah, I want Golden. I don't want to put it all on Jared Clark if we don't get him, but you would like to think with Cardinal Mooney's head coach being a Notre Dame grad, man, you would think that would help. Kent, I can always count on you, buddy. The show is better when Notre Dame isn't doing good in recruiting. The show is better when John is pissed and gets agitated. The show is better when the chat is pissed. Just playing. It's good for you, but it's bad for my sanity. It's bad for my sanity. Andrew, this is a really good point. 502, I'm coming to you. I'm almost caught up. I get why people are talking about CJ pushing the ball downfield, but I liked what I heard about him making the safe plays in spring. He's got serious run after catch guys. Watch Fields tape. That's all the nuance, Andrew. That maturation arc for a young quarterback like Carr, that's the kind of exact stuff you're talking about. Do I try and squeeze one down in this little window early in the game against Miami? Or do I hit a dump off with a one block and you get the first down? Like, those are all those little things, those little measurements where we're going to be able to see what level are we starting at. Is that not the big question? What level are we starting at with Carr? I don't know. Nobody knows. You're lying if you tell me you know. Caden, $2 out. I got to give Caden credit. He was on a hold, and then I rudely said I wasn't taking his call, and the guy still donated $2, man. I don't know if you're the nicest guy in the world or a dummy. I don't know. The last thing I'm doing if somebody tells me they're not taking my call is donating them $2. I'm still not taking your call. Oh, man, that's good. Oh, that's funny. John's been laughed out of the best bars in the nation. That's not true. I don't go to a lot of bars. I'm an old man. I think it's straight Ron's alter ego. I think it's strange that John can't go to games because he gets so nervous. That's strange, don't you think? Yes, I'm not proud of it. I am extremely uncomfortable being at games. I'm out of my element. I don't have room to pace. There's other people around that agitate me with what they're doing and saying, and I'm very, very uncomfortable. That's why I always try for the top row if I'm going, so I have a little more space and I can at least stand the whole time. It is not healthy. I'm not proud of it. It's just the way it is, and I've learned to just limit it. I do not do well watching Notre Dame with other people. Notre Dame football is not social hour for me. It's so much more serious than a social gathering. Like, that doesn't enter my mind. That's not what that is. It's 12 times a damn year for serious football business. Not, oh, it's social hour. Every other weekend can be social hour with your dumb friends. I am with you on this. I am totally with you on this. Totally with you. I wish Indy would bring back watching the games at the Joyce Center. Do you remember in the old days, they used to show the games for free in the Joyce Center? And I really, really liked it because you could have these families and they could all tailgate together and do whatever. And then a lot of times, like the dad and somebody else would go to the game, and then the mom would go in the Joyce Center with a few kids that weren't of the age where you want them in that stadium and you want to pay for a 3-year-old to be there crying the whole time or whatever. It used to be awesome. Also, you would have some games with horrible weather where even some people with tickets would leave early or go in there and watch it in there. We've done it where you didn't even have tickets 15 years ago and you would go for the day and tailgate, and then I would have a book bag full of beers and I'd sit in there and drink and watch the game there. I've done that before too. I don't think you were supposed to bring your drinks, but we would do it and nobody said anything. But I liked the flexibility that gave people to not have to have the pressure to go in the game, and you have a gang of kids or whatever, or older people that could do a little tailgate, but not going to climb up them stairs and sit there for 4 hours. They could go in there and watch the game. I really wish they would bring that back. That was awesome. So you guys, I am not normal. I'm never going to be normal. I gave up on being normal. I'm too old to try now. It is not healthy the way I operate, but it is not a social experience when Notre Dame comes on for me. The less people, the better. The less people, the better. That's how I see it. So I don't know. Dude, you should be around your friends, not closed off in a closet. I just doesn't work for me, man. It's not fun. I end up getting annoyed, and then I ruin somebody else's time, and people are bugging me. They're annoying me. I don't know. It is whatever. It's frustrating. But yeah, Johnny and the games for in public is not a good fit. It's not a good fit. So let's land the plane. Let's bring it back in. Jay Grizz, I need to be locked in watching Notre Dame games. Yeah, locked in, alone in a padded room would be good for me. I want the receivers. I want Golden. I'll take a Reddish. Yeah, that's another really, really good point, Pat. Anybody who knows me doesn't want to be around me anyways. It's really quite simple. There's no reason. I'm not enjoyable. I'm not fun. I'm not enjoyable. It never goes well when Pat and I watch games together. We both pull in from the same end of the rope. It just doesn't work. I'm not nice. I'm not proud of it. It just is what it is. John can watch games with Helen Keller. I mean, as long as she's going to sit there and not say anything, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. But John, at Blue and Gold, you're so calm. Yeah, there's no chance for Notre Dame to lose. There's no chance for Notre Dame to lose. I do have serious control issues. Yeah, that's why I don't like flying either. I just have to bank that the pilot on my flights, he didn't find out his wife's sleeping with the whole town and is going to crash that thing right into the nearest building. Yeah, I don't like having to count my life on somebody else. That makes me very uncomfortable. Yeah, literally, that's all it takes is some pilot whose wife's sleeping with the whole town and he figures I'm ending it all and these people are going with me. Dude, I do not like my life revolving around that. I think about it every time I fly. Hope this pilot isn't depressed. That's all it takes and you're all dead. We're all dead. The only people who have ever seen tolerate John during games are his family. Yeah, and even then it doesn't work out a lot of times. I've been asked to leave my parents' house multiple times before Always Irish was a thing. It was just me drinking 98 beers and being an idiot and overreacting. And it wasn't, and there have been times where my mom's like, you should probably just go home. She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. I told that story when I kicked that banana and it exploded on the ceiling. Not my finest moment, but it happened. Not my it was, what was it? USC 2011 or whatever. I think we wore alternate uniforms. It was a night game against USC. I think it was when we were going in to score, fumbled on the 1-inch line, and USC ran it all the way back. Does anybody remember what I'm talking about? There's a TV in the living room where most people are. I'm in the kitchen watching a different TV by myself so I could stand and pace around. And that happened where we fumbled it on the 1-inch line and they ran it all the way back. I lost control. The nearest thing I grabbed was a banana on the island, and I drop kicked it straight up into the ceiling, and it exploded everywhere. And I was asked to leave, and it was justified. It was totally fair, totally just. But you guys, I just lost control. I totally, out of rage, the nearest thing I could find, I turned around, and there was a banana. And I drop kicked that thing. I had a banana split in my shoe for a week. No, I'm pretty sure it happened against USC too. This was not South Florida. This is a different nightmare. I remembered. It was a USC one. It was. I can't actually believe your mom asked you to leave because it was inappropriate. It was way across the line, and I'm not proud of it. I got to tell you, man, the amount of beer I drink in a Notre Dame season now is almost zero. It's unbelievable. I went from so many. I've done Pat. There was one game we lost. We should have won, and I was at Pat's house, and there was some beer, and I took my shirt off and lit it on fire in his driveway. And that was not a proud moment either. That definitely did happen. I feel better about where I'm at now. Having 80 less beers really helps regulate my behavior. It's been a good maturation process for old Johnny boy. I gotta be straight laced. I gotta be straight laced for these post game shows. Damn it. Oh, you guys are funny. Oh, you guys are funny. All right, this is a good spot to end it. We may as well. We may as well end it. But I am glad I'm not drinking anymore during these games. It was just a bad combination. But dude, when you were in the Weiss era and the Brian Kelly era, you had to drink to numb the pain of whatever misery was coming next. I'm sorry, you just did. You had to. I mean, I was drinking to numb the experience because it wasn't a good one that often. So I don't know. Michigan State games were always stressful. Man, there was a lot of physical battles there. Pat thrown out of a bar during the MSU fake field goal. I'm still mad about it because if you look at it, there was no time on the clock when they snapped that ball. It was way past zero. Then the half second they give you, it was way past the time, and they got one over on us. And the funny thing is, the play clock was definitely expired. And then the funniest thing of it all is Kelly looking over at the special teams coordinator like, where were you on that one, dummy? And he's looking at him all mad or whatever. MSU tackled the defender, which is holding. Well, the good news now is Michigan State's really bad at football, so I don't think you're going to end up in that. I don't think you're going to end up in that situation. I was at the Cincinnati game in 21. That sucked. It was 50-50 our fans. Hey, they call it the Brian Kelly effect. You had one tough game all year at home, and you couldn't even win that one against your old team. Kelly, baby. Anyways, all right. That's going to be it. I'll let you guys know whether I am Carl Kramer. I did 16 years in prison after Navy ended our streak. I just got out last week. Why are we rehashing all of our worst moments? We are rehashing all of our worst moments. Next, you're going to make me think about the Florida State offensive PI call. All right. We're leaving. This is getting, I don't like all these bad memories coming back into my brain. We're leaving, and this is going to be it, damn it. Friday. If I could go live, we'll go live. Does anybody know what time Finley's announcing? I know it's going to be Friday. Does anybody know what time it is? I will have a video ready to go for that whenever it is, even if we don't go live. Has anybody seen the time? I see that it's going to be Friday, but I don't know the time. Quit bringing up losing to Navy. Unbelievable. More than one time, by the way, Brian Kelly couldn't figure out the Navy thing. Every Notre Dame coach, even the crappy ones for all these years, figured it out. That guy, multiple losses. All right. We're going to have something for you Friday, and we'll post that. So if I don't go live, be sure to keep a lookout after that announcement, and we will have a video for you. Everybody enjoy the holiday. If I don't go live and see you, don't blow your arm off with fireworks. It is just not worth it. It is not. He said 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern. All right. So we're going to have that, and we'll react to it. So come to this channel right after that. Fun show today. Love the energy. Remember what this holiday represents and what it's about. You know, it's not just a day off for you to drink and cook a burger and stuff your face. There's actually a meaning to it. Snakes in the pool. Come on, man. I got an anaconda's nest in the front yard. I don't even want to think about him in the pool. That's the last thing I want. I'm going to freak out if I jump in my pool. Johnny finally wants to relax. I jump in the pool, and it's like the Amazon rainforest, the Everglades or something. You'll just see me getting all wrapped up in there. I don't like snakes, man. Trust nothing without legs. Okay? That goes for sharks. That goes for snakes. And I make an exception for veterans. That's it. Other than that, if you don't have legs, I don't trust you. That's Johnny's PSA for the day. Have fun, you guys. Be good. I'll talk to you guys. This show just needs to end. Spiders are trustworthy. Yeah, I guess by this theory, I got to be friends with the next Black Widow I see. Because he's got legs. He's got a lot of legs. What could go wrong? There's something about the things without legs that bother me because I'm not able to judge how quickly I need to get away from them when they attack. Things with legs, I could judge how fast they're going to get to me. Something about the way sharks and snakes move give me a unique kind of anxiety because they cover so much ground so fast in this unnatural way to me, slithering around. The way these sharks move like a torpedo. It's scary. It's scary. All right, I'm out of here. This needs to end. We're off the rails. God, I love this stupid show. See you guys.